Imagine me, Jack Callahan, standing on my porch in northern Montana, coffee mug steaming in the crisp morning air, my hair still wet from a shower. My dog, Boomer, is sprawled at my feet, tail thumping lazily. Then, out of nowhere, 3 sheriff's cruisers tear up my gravel driveway, lights flashing like I'm some kind of outlaw. Boomer's on his feet, barking like the world's ending, and I'm squinting at the deputies, heart pounding. One's got a hand on his holster, another's muttering into a radio, and the third stomping toward me with a scowl that screams trouble. "You Jack Callahan?" he barks. I nod, gripping my mug. "What's this about?" His eyes don't waver. "Got a call from his Silver Pines HOA. Says you're squatting on this land. You got proof it's yours." I nearly spit my coffee. Squatting? On my own ranch? This 40-acre spread's been in my family for 3 generations, built board by my granddad's hands. I'm 52, a retired paramedic who traded city chaos for this slice of pea seam. Boomer, a creaky barn, and a couple of goats. And now I'm staring down cops because some HOA thinks they own my home? Buckle up, because this story's a wild, gut-punching ride, and it ends with karma slamming the right door. 2 years ago, I left the city. 25 years of sirens, stretchers, and a bad back from hauling gurneys wore me out. My lease was up, so I packed my life into a truck and came home to the ranch my granddad left me. It's nothing fancy, rolling hills, pine trees whispering in the wind, a garden I started from scratch. I put in solar panels, fixed the barn, and let Boomer chase rabbits while I sip coffee on the porch. It was the kind of quiet you dream about when the world's screaming. But peace? It's like a beacon for trouble, especially when your neighbor's a control freak named Deborah Klein, Queen Deb, as the town calls her. Deb runs Silver Pines, a gated community that popped up a mile down the road 3 years back. Big houses, bigger egos. I met her at the feed store, me hauling hay bales, her yelling in her phone about someone's tacky mailbox. She shot me a look like I was dirt on her boots. I tipped my hat, thinking that was the end of it. Wrong. A month later, she's at my gate, ringing the bell like she's Sarah VYing a warrant. "Mr. Callahan," she says, show VYing a glossy packet at me. "Your land's under Silver Pines oversight now." It listed a due law $1,200 initiation fee and rules like no livestock, no tools out past dusk, and get this, grass must be VY Sibley uniform. I laughed, thinking it was a prank. She didn't. "This isn't optional," she snapped. I handed the packet back. "Ma'am, my land's not part of your club. County records say so." Her eyes narrowed, and I swear I saw her mentally declare war. From there, it was a slow burn of petty attacks. Someone spray-painted "remove" on my fence posts. My mailbox got bashed in. One day, Boomer came limping home, a bruise on his flank like someone chucked a rock. I didn't point fingers yet, but my gut screamed Deb. Then a suit showed up, claiming I owed due law $4,000 for non-compliant structures. I told him to get lost. A week later, a pink envelope Ayurveda, fake fine from Deb, calling my barn eyesore. I called the county. They confirmed my land's free and clear of any HOA. I breathed easy, but Deb was just warming up. She started snapping photos from her SUV across my road, like a stalker. Delivery guys said she grilled them about my packages. My driveway was accidentally blocked by her car twice. Worst of all, she spread word in town that I was a drifter squatting on stolen land. I tried to ignore it, keep my head down, but that morning with the cops, that's when I snapped. Standing there, deputies eyeing me like I'm a fugitive, I pulled the deed from my wallet, original, notarized, inked by my granddad. "This is my land," I said, handing it over. Deb strutted up my drive in designer boots, arms crossed, smirking like she'd won. "Officers, I told you he's trespassing. This ranch is in our expansion zone." The lead deputy skimmed the deed, stepped to his cruiser, and made a call. Deb's grin faded as the minutes dragged on. He returned, voice flat. "Ma'am, county says this land's Mr. Callahan's, clear as day. It's never been under your HOA. Expansion votes don't override deeds." Deb's jaw clenched, her face like she'd bitten a lemon. "This can't be right," she sputtered. I crossed my arms, Boomer growling low. "Better luck next time, Deb." The cops handed me my deed, apologized, and rolled out. Deb stormed off, but not before her boot landed in a fresh pile of Boomer's finest. The squish echoed. I bit back a laugh. You'd think that had ended, but Deb's not the quitting type. A week later, my neighbor Mike, an ex-Marine who lives at Silver Pine's Edge, swung by with a pie and a warning. Deb's saying you forged that deed, he said. She's pushing the HOA to lawyer up. I sipped my coffee, jaw tight. Let her try. I've got the county on my side. But Mike was right. Deb was sneaky. Days later, I caught a surveyor on my land, clipboard in hand, muttering about an HOA fence. You're trespassing, I said. This is Callahan Ranch. He blinked, confused. I was told this was HOA property. Deborah Klein hired me. I sent him packing and decided I was done playing defense. I headed to the county, pulled every record deed, surveys, even my granddad's old sketches. I drove bright orange stakes into my boundaries, a neon sign screaming mine. Then I crashed an HOA meeting. Deb was at the podium, mid-rant about outsiders tanking property values. I walked in, boots dusty, stack of folders in hand. Every head turned. I didn't yell. I handed out copy ESME deed, survey maps, a legal notice promising lawsuits if the harassment continued. I just want to live in peace, I said. This is my home, not your playground. Deb's mouth flapped like a fish. Mike stood up. The only thing tanking this place is you, Deb. The room clapped. I walked out feeling lighter. But 2 nights later, I woke to a roar. My east field was a lake, water gushing from a busted irrigation line. Fence posts were down, my garden drowned, one goat tangled in wire, bleeding in panic. I hauled sandbags and pajamas, but the damage was done. Half my crops gone. I spotted Deb's SUV peeling down the road. My blood boiled. This wasn't petty. It was war. I called the sheriff, reported vandalism, then rang my buddy Nate, an NVY environmental inspector. He checked the pipe, found a tampered valve and a single pearl earring in the dirt. Deb's always flashing those earrings. File a complaint? Nate asked. Oh yeah, I said. I rebuilt stronger fences, elevated garden beds, trail cams. Deb sent health inspectors, claiming my water was dirty. They found nothing. One even praised my setup. She was slipping. Then came her dumbest move. I was with the goats when screams pierced the air. Smoke rose from Silver Pinesa, shed on fire, flames licking toward my field. I grabbed my hose, cranked the pump, and fought the blaze for 20 minutes till the fire crew arrived. Soaked and coughing, I stopped the fire at my fence. Deb ran up, red-faced. You did this, she shrieked. The fire chief cut in. Ma'am, he saved your houses. A grill tipped over on a deck. Her neighbors stared, finally seeing her for the bully she was. The knockout came from an anonymous email. Check Silver Pine's finances. Mike and I dug into the HOA portal and found Dula $87,000 in shady charges, land integration, bulldozer rentals. Dula $15,000 to Deborah Klein Community Consulting. She'd been skimming dues to fund her crusade. We printed everything. I rented a tent, set up a projector, and called a town hall. 80 residents showed. I laid out fake invoices, Deb's payouts, even her cousin's law firm on the take. The crowd gasped, then roared. Deb was done. I'm back on my porch now, Boomer at my feet, coffee in hand. The ranch is mine, free and clear. Deb's facing lawsuits, maybe jail. Karma hit hard, but it makes me wonder what drives someone like her. Power? Envy? And what would you do if someone tried to steal your home? So, tell me in the comments, was I too harsh crashing that HOA meeting, or did Deb deserve it? Should I have pressed charges sooner, or was exposing her publicly the better call? And who's got a story of their own, Karen? Getting what's coming. Drop your thoughts. Hit that like button if you felt the justice, and subscribe for more stories where the little guy fights back. Let's keep this fire going.